So the next part of this I would like to talk about is homosexuality or anything outside of heterosexuality.
Right.
Moral. Is it moral?
Ooh, yeah, I like it.
So, what's your thoughts right off the bat?
Sexuality has nothing to do with morality. There's nothing. They have nothing to do with each other.
That is exactly my view.
Now, I mean,
It is amoral.
Stacey and I could have a role playing where we play out some immoral things, but that's not the same as someone's personal sexuality having any morality whatsoever. It has nothing to do with it at all. So yeah, I could definitely rant about that, especially all the religious parents that do love their children. I'm not saying they don't. They want the best for them. I get it, but they're just wrong and they're damaging their child when they tell them they're immoral for a way that they are. That makes me mad. It makes me so mad. Yeah.
Me too. And like, I mean, to me, the part that really like grinds my gears is the part that is just like they don't understand what morals are.
Right.
Is like
No,
kind of
they
the
don't.
moral of the story. They don't understand
Ba-dum-boom.
what morals are. Thank you. Don't enable me, Christy. Don't do it.
My bad.
So yeah, they don't understand what morality is, and it's shit. I feel like I should know the definition right offhand, but it's basically, I'm gonna look up the definition.
Do it. I dare you. Max got a loud keyboard, so he did us a favor.
I mute. Okay, and I know it has to do with behavior.
Yes.
Principles concerning the distinction between right and wrong and good and bad behavior. So, and I love talking about morality. Anyone who has taught a few of my talks, because I think it's really a fascinating topic, and I think it's super duper fucking important to understand what morality is. What is moral? What is immoral? And like not even talking about like my scale of what is more and less moral, right? But just what it is, and then when you know what morality is, then anything that doesn't quite fit is amoral, right? Sex is amoral. Rape is immoral.
Yeah. Yes. Right? 100%.
So I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to like lead. I'm just going to say like I think the main thing that makes sex a moral topic is consent. That is the only thing that brings it into the the realm of morality.
I agree.
Yeah, because if someone doesn't consent, well then, hey, you're like impeaching
that's
on
rapey.
Yeah, that's rapey.
Right.
It's definitely rapey. And this is where and I hate to bring it up, but I feel like I have to bring it up because I was one of those Christians who would bring this up. And I've said it before, so I was like, hopefully it's not too shocking. I'm one of those people who would bring up the argument like, okay, so if homosexuality is okay, so what about pedophilia? And that's because of consent. Sure, a kid could consent. An older teenager could consent. But
that's not the law.
Yeah, right. It's not the law.
That's not the law.
Yeah, it's not the law.
Hands off people's children.
And they're not grown up enough. Like, they don't even know what morality is, right? That's part of it. If they don't understand what sex is. Like, if you can take advantage mentally of someone, then that's immoral.
It is. And my thing is, as a parent, mine are 20 and 24, so I'm past that. But it doesn't matter. I'll always be a parent. If you love my daughter or someone else's daughter or son, you really genuinely do, and they're not 18, show the world that you love them. Just wait.
Wait.
Time flies. If they're 16, if they're 17, and you really do see yourself being with them, court them, be nice to them, hang out. That's it. Like, show them that you respect their childhood enough to not violate that. It's that simple. Be the better person. And if you can't, well, then you're a rapey, and that's there's nothing good about it. Nothing. You can't control yourself.
Right. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. Like, I know that there are age gaps in some relationships, like sometimes like a 30-year gap. And when you're older, that's fine, right? Why is it not fine before they're older? Well, because what Smitty just said in the chat, and again, I'm sorry about the traffic, if anyone can hear that. Smitty in the chat said, let's go back up to it. Teens can consent to bang other teens.
Right, absolutely.
It's a power imbalance between adults and teens.
Right.
Because most of the time, you get more clever with age.
Yes.
Right? You learn things. When you get out of high school, you've been to high school. Right. You know what high schoolers like. You're a dick if you try to take advantage of that.
Yes,
I
agree.
A dick. You're an immoral
and you're
dick.
A loser. You're a loser. You
and
can't control your own age. Oh, big fat loser.
Or at least close to it. Like, really, it's and I mean, I love Family Guy, and I'm lame enough to not know where the quote's from other than that. But the one thing I like about high school girls, I keep getting older, but they stay the same age.
Yeah.
As funny as it is, it's also not funny in practice.
Right. No, I find humor in that line as well. Yes. But not in practice. You're right. But I also find Joe Dirt saying, you're my sister, fucking hilarious. But that doesn't mean that I advocate for sister fucking. I don't think anyone should do that.
Right. I don't think it's.
But it's still funny. Really I'm a human. I find funny things funny and other things funny as well.
You know, actually, I saw recently, and I think it was on Pangburn's channel, because they had a talk with Matt Dillahunty, Sam Harris, and Richard Dawkins, and someone in the audience asked, well, what if, talking about morality and sex, because some people like to ask, hey, what if it's a brother and sister, and they're both consenting adults, and, you know, how do you feel about that? Actually, I'll start with that question. How do you feel about it, Christy?
I have lots of feelings about that. I have lots of feelings about that. I think that you're like, no, don't do it. Like, don't.
So why?
But there are, it's one of the most Googled, and I know this because I was watching a Vice episode on the sex, I can't remember her name, the blonde girl. It's a whole series she has about like the top things Googled for porn, and it's brother and sister or stepmother. I'm like, But that's what I don't know. So I'm thinking maybe it's young kids that are interested in their big sister, or youngers or brother. I don't know. However, I would just give people education about it and what could happen and just hope for the best. I don't think people should go to jail if they're 28 and 30 or something. Like, I mean, you're a weirdo, but it's none of my business.
You're definitely a weirdo. I mean,
just don't hurt anybody. Just don't hurt anybody. If you guys are both cool about it, use protection and don't tell people. Like, keep that to yourself.
Right. So, part of that is like part of that specifically. Like, I super agree with, because I don't think laws completely dictate morality. right? And there's a lot of things that are immoral that we don't have a law for. So, like, obviously,
Yes.
I think it's definitely a disconnect there. But I think if you're trying to reproduce with your sister or your cousin or your second cousin, even, I
or
think
your
that's
mother.
pretty. Or your mother. Yeah. I guess there's a lot there. Or your aunt. So
your aunt, yes.
Auntie or your uncle or any of that. I think that's immoral because it could definitely potentially have repercussions that you probably know about, right? You most likely know these repercussions. It's not good for the offspring.
Nope.
So that said,
and I don't think that you have the right to purposefully do that. But I'm not saying, I'm not advocating for forced abortions either. So, there's this huge, this is in the gray zone. There is no black and white here, but education starting at the youngest age is the best bet. It really is the best bet. Yes. The more you know.
Yeah. The more you can go. But
not with your sister.
But not with your sister, or at least use protection, I guess. I mean, like, if you really need to go, do that with your sister. Like, I think at the very least, accept how weird it is, because it is weird, and, like, take the scrutiny. 2, use protection or just, like, get yourselves both fixed. Because, like, you really shouldn't take any chances. I would definitely put that on my scale of less moral. Pretty far down there. I think it's less moral. So now I'm going to change the premise.
Okay.
To the more recent question that I had seen posed to those 3, Matt Dillon, Sam Harris, and Richard Dawkins.
Why haven't I seen this?
I'll have to send it to you. Well, I mean, I'm not going to have to send it to you because I'm just telling you about it. What if it's 2 sisters who are both consenting adults and they really enjoy each other and they just want to have a sexual relationship and really just be together? Is that wrong?
Is that still so weird?
It's still so weird. That's not the question, though, Christy. Is it weird? Oh, gosh, weird. Absolutely. Actually, on the scale that I have, it's pretty weird.
Yeah, it's past the middle for sure. It's on the weird side. I mean, if you're going to do that, you need a manager because we're going to make a lot of money in porn. Let's just be real. Call me and let's get this thing going.
Let's get it going. Well,
I'll be the manager. We'll make lots of sister movies.
There we go.
Being real, it'll be real life sisters. I mean, the fact that that's a thing and people want that is so weird.
So people can contact you. Christy's crazy sister sex. Twitter. We don't have any content on your YouTube channel yet. We have some good ideas going.
No, this just went so far off the rails.
I'm almost sorry.
Not at all. Oh, what about brothers? What if it was brothers?
To me, that's more weird. That's more icky. But I can imagine, probably being too honest, that there's, I'm sure there's other males who think that 2 hot twin sisters would be a fun time.
My mom's an identical twin, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, Christy. But this is a fun talk, isn't it?
It's so fun.
It's fun. But honestly, I don't think because like I'm sure some people fantasize on either side of that, like twin brothers,
Right.
twin sisters, whatever. And I think if they're consenting, I think the main thing is the reproduction, because
Yeah,
that's the
I
real
agree.
negative um, repercussion. There is
Right.
you could have really fucked up poor little human here that didn't ask for all the issues that it's going to have.
Right.
Um, but I think that's pretty much it right there. Is consent is one thing, right? Um, and really, I think it's the main thing. Consent, and then
Consent is
real,
everything.
yeah. So, and I want to point this out specifically because I feel like this is very obvious to you and I, and probably most of our audience. But if someone goes back and watches these later on, which I hope happens as we grow, we get more not only atheist and humanist viewers, but more Christian viewers who want to like roast us or whatever. Um, I I would really like to point out. I know that some of the negative repercussions for you is if you show that gay is okay, then you're just going to make more gay people. You're going to make more people think it's okay. Well, I'm telling you, that's part of the okay. Right? It's not one of the negative connotations.
That's so funny to me because I guess people that would understand that to be a reality don't understand reality. It's and I've even heard people that think like that say, well, it is true because just 20 years ago there weren't as many gay people. And I'm like, yes, there were. They were just scared.
Yeah,
They were
scared for their lives.
terrified to come out. Are you kidding me? So no. And same with trans people. There's stories that are thousands of years old that include members of the community in the stories that were trans. Either way. So no, it's not that it creates more. It just lets humans know that they're okay to be the human they were born to be. And that there are people now that say, we'll stand up for your right to be that person. Go ahead and come out. We got you. That's the best part, I think.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. I think, an accepting community and accepting society is really a very, very important thing, which is obviously why we are covering this, because this is not just a debate that atheists have with Christians, and
although
this is definitely a humanist topic, because it's about how we treat the LGBTQ plus community. Consent for any of those sexual preferences or genders. That's the main thing, is consent, and making sure that we don't treat anyone who's different with us. We don't meet them with violence for their views or lifestyles. That's really the biggest issue, because it is the issue. So many people in the LGBTQ community are met with violence. And it's fine. Like, if you want to question someone about their beliefs or lifestyles, like, I'm all for that. Like, you can question. But when you meet someone with violence or just disgust because of a misunderstanding and a lack of knowledge about what morality is, then we really have a problem. We have a deep societal problem in our American society and beyond, because Christy and I are Americans, if you didn't know, but not all of our viewers are. Not our
America.
Not our producer, right? But it's the same thing around the world. If you don't understand what morality is, you really don't have any business arguing that homosexuality is immoral, because if you say that, then you obviously don't know what morality is.
Right.
So,
or probably don't know gay people. And the more things are, a light is shined on things, no matter what it is. So we can use gay as for instance, but the more light is shined on something all the way around it, it's okay for people to be who they are. Then families all over in every community knows one person that's in their family or a family friend. And then once those people are comfortable, then other people who have been scared to come out. And then it's everybody personally knows somebody who is gay or is married to or has them in their family. And then when it's time to vote and that group of people's rights are on the line, the country, whatever country it might be, will vote appropriately because it will personally affect their life and the people they know. That's why it's so important to have the light shined on this being a normal part of society, because when everybody is safe enough and comfortable enough and knows that their rights will be validated and protected, then they all come out. And then everybody knows everybody and everybody fights for each other's rights. That's why they are told to stay quiet. That's why they don't get the proper light shined on them. They get negative light shined on them, because to be accepted, to be acknowledged, means that your rights are the same as everybody else's. And so if you're not acknowledged to be the same as everyone else, your rights won't be protected the same as everyone else. I think that's been one of the biggest things, especially here in this country. It took so many states too long to say, okay, marriage is acceptable for all humans. I guess all humans can get married. But there's still small parties and nonprofits and think tanks all over this country still trying to, if they can't get it reversed, chip away and make sure that this person doesn't have to marry people and that person doesn't have to marry people and this cake bakery and that, all the stories. And if you just keep letting people know that, or not standing up for everybody's rights, that's the problem. When we all say, you know what, we're all voting this way, we're all standing this way, they can't do that anymore. I don't know what was funny, but that looked like it was really funny and I missed it. Damn it. Can't hear you.
Thank you. No, I read something Vibrantly Brantley said.
He's always funny.
I was looking for questions, and I got, of course I lost it now. But I came across for a question.
Oh no.
And now I can't. Dagnabbit.
How do you spell that, Dagnabbit? I always wondered.
Oh, DAG, space. Like rabbit, but with an N. Nabbit.
I got it.
Yeah, you got it. You asked me a ridiculous question. I'll go ahead and give you the ridiculous answer. I'm not ashamed.
Do it. Okay. Go for it.
Okay. How did I lose it? He said that, okay, finally I found it. I was just going to paraphrase. I have a hot adopted cousin, but wasn't told she was adopted until I was 18 and already married. What a sad story.
You're my cousin. You're my cousin. You're my cousin.
You're my cousin. You're my cousin. Smitty also said, I admit I would bang 2 twin sisters in a threesome. And I say to that, I'm like, right. It's like, as long as one of them were hot. But yeah. There's a question here for Christy. Actually, before I get to the questions, we've gone over. Excuse me again. Sorry. We've gone over, is homosexuality natural? We've gone to yes. We've gone to, is homosexual? Is homosexuality? What was the second one we did, Christy?
You did natural. Is it moral?
Moral. We did moral. That was the third one. We did one that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And something else. So, but I feel like that was a yes too. So we've gone yes on. Is it moral? Well, no. It's amoral. It's outside of the realm of morality. Is it natural? Yes. The population. Is it?
Oh yeah.
Is it okay for the population? It's actually probably better for the population if more people practice homosexuality or don't reproduce so much. That's a net positive. What's the word I'm looking for? Effect on civilization. So, are we good with leaving those there?
Yes.
Yes, and not moral.
Yes. Well, so, I did want to add that
please.
What I think are unnatural are homophobias and taboos, making things taboo or or phobias. I think those are natural. I think that they have to be taught. And so if you want to know what's unnatural about anything gay, it would be the phobia that someone would have to be against it. Very unnatural. And that's horrible. You should be more natural, people.
Should be more natural. I'm not...
Like, be a Bonaboo. Be a Bonaboo.
Be a Bonaboo. Do it.
Do it.
I think their whole motto is just the same as Nike's. So, but I'm not sure if I completely agree that that phobias are unnatural. I think most of them are learned as a meme. It's passed down from generation to generation as a learned behavior. But there's so many different animals, right? And even like different tribes of the same species that fear each other, right?
Right.
Tribalism is kind of natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So I'm not sure if I'm completely on board with the phobias not being natural, but I do think, as I said at the beginning, not everything that's natural is necessarily good.